All right, let's talk about John Kerry. Let's talk about spying as we get a visit from the fire brigade. I actually don't know if when the fire trucks go by our new studio, if the audience can hear it. Lewis can hear it because he hears me through a different microphone than we use to record the program. But I don't know. That's quite loud to you, isn't it, Lewis?
It's very loud, and I can only imagine it's got to be 10 times as loud for you. And it seems like it happens literally every show.
Okay, Lewis not happy with the fire brigade. Let's talk about John Kerry. Let's talk about spying. John Kerry has said that in some cases, U.S. spying has gone too far. Mr. Kerry is the most senior Obama administration official to have commented directly on the issue that has upset some of America's European allies. This is from the BBC. His comments came as Asian countries protested at claims that Australia was involved in a U.S.-led spy network. China is now demanding an explanation of the reports, while Indonesia is summoning the Australian ambassador to Jakarta. In his comments, John Kerry also defended the need for increased surveillance, saying it had thwarted terrorist attacks. He said, quote, "We have actually prevented airplanes from going down, buildings from being blown up, and people from being assassinated because we've been able to learn ahead of time of the plans." I don't deny that specifically, right, Lewis? When I hear former Senator, Secretary of State John Kerry say that planes have stayed in the air because of spying, because of surveillance, I don't think he's lying, and I don't think he's necessarily wrong. The problem I have is that we know that the number of so-called thwarted attacks as a result of bulk NSA surveillance was exaggerated, and that we now know that to have been exaggerated. It has been admitted that it was exaggerated by NSA officials. So it makes me question not John Kerry as a truth teller, not John Kerry as a guy who understands the reports he got saying that's what happened. It makes me question the entire system.
Yeah, it's who knows if he is accurately being told what disasters were averted because of this spying. I mean, it's. I feel like it's impossible to know, and unfortunately I feel like we're never really being told the truth, 100% of it.
There's this imaginary kind of seesaw in people's minds where on one side is privacy and on the other side is security. And if one goes down, the other goes up and vice versa. This may be true in some cases or to some extent, but we've proven now by knowing what the results and effects of these different surveillance programs have been, the effects of things like drones, and it really goes further than just surveillance of Americans, so to speak. It's not always the case. It's way more complicated than a two-seat seesaw with privacy and security on opposite ends.
Yeah, and you have to wonder if this is all just based on fear. I mean, there are countries at our level of development who don't really worry about this stuff at all, and it makes you think: do we have to worry about this, or are we creating um, this in our minds, or is it actually a problem? And if it is, how did it get this bad?